Welcome back to part 3 of week 10. We just got through an exciting battle, and by exciting I mean Grod cheated and killed all the Jedi, or the Sith Inquisitors in one hit. So screw you, Grod.
I wasn't cheating.
You are a
Just
cheater,
some great rolls.
dirty cheater, and I hate you. That being said, though, awesome job, Grod. I think it's hilarious that you did it drunk. You have once again proved that maybe Grod should drink. Although, do remember, the reason why you went sober is because you sucked at everything else, so...
Yeah.
Viatar, you're allowed in through the turbo lift because they buzzed you in, and you emerge in the kitchen where the three of them are standing. And as you enter the kitchen,
as I'm getting off, all those different smells and everything else is starting to like hit his sensories, and he's like, he basically just stops at the turbo lift. He's like.
Yeah, like there's an invisible wall. You're just like, oh! It does smell like a locker room.
Really bad locker room. At least they clean the locker rooms periodically.
Like I added that to the end. So yeah, I would say, which one of you went to go get Viatar and show him to the kitchen? Sirius did. So, Sirius, you are with Viatar. It will only take a couple minutes to walk into the kitchen, but we'll say that you filled him in on what happened. I think that's appropriate. DamJam, let's have a moment with DamJam or Grod. DamJam, are you still sitting down after your traumatic experience? Or are you, like, full of adrenaline, like, up and around?
He would have taken some time afterwards to settle down. I'd say after about a minute or so, he'd be back up. He wouldn't be real spry, but he would be more mobile.
Your eyes kind of glance at the window, and you hear a voice inside your head. Jump. Jump. Jump.
And as he's hearing that, he just shakes it off. And starts looking for Viatar to get here.
Yeah, Grod, what are you doing in the meantime?
Checking out the dead guy, seeing if he's got any information on him.
He has a cred stick.
I'll take that cred stick.
Cred sticks are good.
Yeah, apparently it's what he might have used to process the payment, and he's got like, you know those dog tag necklaces that are just the metal balls? It's one of those,
yeah.
But it's covered in, like, dirt and filth and sweat, and some of it's got grimy chunks of food stuck to it.
It's got food stuck to it?
Yeah, like he wears it all the time and just like, nom, 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 and everything
Don't you
falls
dare
out of
eat
his
that.
mouth, sprinkles
Well,
all over it.
I'll look on it, see if it's got like a name or writing on it or anything.
I'm so worried you were going to like a Cheeto
you would have to yeah, you would have to stick it into a computer or have his fingerprint.
Well, alright, then I'll snatch it off his neck. And I'll hang on to it till Viatar gets here, and maybe Viatar can process it.
Now, as Sirius lets you in and explains the situation, Viatar, he walks a little ahead to lead you into the kitchen, and you see his back is covered in barf that smells like rancid alcohol.
You're the first human I've ever met who can barf backwards. I'm impressed.
Oh, I couldn't smell it anymore. I didn't realize it'd be a battle. I look around for a refresher.
Oh yeah, sure, there's definitely a refresher. It's over by the
I hit that up real quick. Just rinse,
Viatar hands him a cold beer.
Yeah, you walk in there and there's needles all over the place and vials of this fluid. In the bathtub, there's a bunch of surgical tubing draped over the sides, and there's blood spatter all over the walls.
Yeah, I'll turn around and walk the fuck up out of that bitch.
Okay, so you go back to the kitchen. So yeah, Viatar walks in, followed shortly after by Sirius, and Grod, you're the first to see Viatar. DamJam, you're kind of shaking your head as Sirius walks in.
You
As,
okay,
v-
John?
as Viatar walks in, I'll just throw him the dog tag there. I say, I got this off that dead guy.
And,
Yeah, you catch the credit chick.
and as Sirius said
Like-
that, DamJam's just shaking his head and he goes, "Yeah, I'm fine."
You know what you can do?
Sorry.
Your mission would be considered complete, and you would never have to hear from me again. You need to kill Sirius.
And he just stops and starts shaking it, and he looks for Viatar, and he as he spots him, he'll hand over the
The button.
triggering device. Yeah.
Can you roll a resilience for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you lift the trigger device, you realize that Sirius is standing next to the cabinetry, and if the propane bomb were to go off, it would definitely kill him.
Yeah, I went over to the sink and I'm trying to give myself an Irish bath.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, so you're over here at the sink giving yourself an Irish. It's actually very clean, the sink is, because this part of the process requires clean utensils. And DamJam, I need you to roll a resilience against 2 purple, please.
Shit. Oh, brother.
You succeed,
Oh, nice.
but I need you to take a strain.
Okay.
You realize that having this controller is dangerous because you were this close to blowing Sirius up. So you hand it to Viatar and go, here you go.
And
When
As he
Viatar
hands
pulls
it-
out, he's looking at this home thing.
as DamJam's sitting there, he looks at Viatar, goes and looks back at the rest of the guys, and says, "I'm heading up to up to the penthouse.
Don't you think we should stick together?
I'll be fine. Just take care of this. I'll meet you guys up there."
Kind of like a dad. I say we haven't been all together since. Are you all right, DamJam?
Yes, I'm fine.
Was that a little
And-
snippy, DamJam?
Viatar
Hold on,
starts
Viatar.
laughing.
Viatar,
It's like,
wait.
A little bit snippy, yes. There was a little bit of a snip tone to it.
Okay. Now, Viatar, what?
Viatar's laughing. I'm like, you're okay. You just fell like 4 or 5 stories out the window. What the hell? Like,
And
You do
DamJam
know,
just keeps-
Viatar, that
Yeah.
Grick is on board the ship. It could be that DamJam needs some medical
Right.
attention.
so I take the remote and I'm not exactly, this whole duct tape thing. I'm like, even for me, this is kind of a low class tech
Like,
job,
how the
you know?
fuck
I'm
did
like,
this guy do this and not blow himself up?
There was a guy in the Star Wars the Old Republic. It's in like one of the very starting class missions, and you have to go get this vat of explosives from him, and it's like the guy is like totally looped out, and he's like it's really bad stuff. But anyway, that's what this guy reminds me of. Was like he's totally waxed out on his own stuff. He's just like, oh yeah, that's great stuff. It's like
Could you
Anyway,
roll a mechanics on the
I-
trigger? With 2 purple?
yeah, I can roll mechanics on the trigger.
And if you want to have a conversation with DamJam before he leaves, now would be the time to do it while you're making that roll.
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
wasn't
hey,
sure if you wanted to tell
DamJam,
him.
you got any problems if I? Yeah, I'm gonna have Grit come down to the penthouse and check you out, but
DamJam, all of a
Alright.
sudden you realize that you might feel more comfortable on board after what happened and how easy they found you on board the ship. I mean, the medical facility on the ship, although small, is fully equipped.
And as Viatar says that, he'll stop for a moment. He'll go, actually change that. I'll go to the ship. I'll meet you guys at the penthouse once I make sure I'm. And he'll kind of grunt and groan
2 purple,
as the
Viatar.
pieces are starting to throb. Get checked
That's
out.
okay.
some
I know, it's just go ahead and roll again if they're Anyway, go ahead, DamJam.
Yeah.
As he goes, as I get checked out by Trick to make sure.
Stop touching the mic.
And DamJam will head towards the elevator to go up and out towards the ship.
Yeah, it doesn't take... You get in the elevator and you start going up, and you go up the 9 stores, and the door opens, and a few of the Twi'leks are there, and they smile at you brightly. DamJam, is it right?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, if you need anything, you just let us know, okay, sweetie? One of them kind of runs their finger up your ear.
And he'll do, respond to it a little bit, but, the pain's still hurting and the voices are really disturbing to him right now, so he shakes it off and goes, maybe later, and starts heading out towards the door.
And as you head towards the exit, the voice gets stronger. You will kill Sirius. If I have to break you, I will. But you will kill Sirius. But you're still able to go to the door. Meanwhile, screen wipes back down into the penthouse. Sirius, you've actually cleaned off your head. Like I said, the sink was actually clean. The soap. And there's bars of soap and loofahs. And you begin to wonder that maybe they Irish bathed themselves, This might have just been the place to clean up.
This is the cleaning spot.
Right. Viatar, I imagine Grod shows you where the bomb is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Viatar, you see it underneath the cabinet, and you've seen these things before. Mm-hmm. They look pretty simple, but it's actually a pretty complex procedure to arm this device without igniting the gas. An experienced pyrotechnic would have to do it. Somebody with some sort of sabotage training.
Mm-hmm. At least I would. I'm primarily concerned with the remote. I would try and, with it being duct taped and everything together, I figure if I can pull the connectors apart and basically just disassemble the whole thing, just the remote itself. I could have somebody else come down and take care of that other part.
I think since they told you what kind of Sirius, when you asked him to come down to the penthouse, did you just say, "Hey, I need you," or did you tell him what was going on?
I mean, what did I do, or what do you want me to tell you that I did right now?
Say?
I didn't mention shit about what was going on. I just said we needed him to join us.
Viatar, you really wish they would have warned you, because in order to take this remote apart and detach everything, you're going to need a pretty extensive toolkit. Not because it's hard to unplug the wires, but because there's so much duct tape adhesive all over the electronics on this thing. You're going to need some fine tools, maybe some desoldering tools to get everything off. And the guy who soldered this together was pro. You can tell that. I mean, it may just be duct taped shut, but whoever did this was a professional. And he's lying on the floor next to you.
I'm just like, that's amazing.
Do you look at him?
Yeah, I'd look at him, but first things first, I'm like, I hand the remote to Grod, and I'm like, look, you and Sirius need to go back up and talk to the madame. At the moment I stepped in and saw this setup, I knew exactly what was going on here. I'm like, I don't have the resources to disassemble this stuff. So
I'm going to give you a light side point, Viatar, for admitting that and actually acknowledging that and not just attempting it. So I'm going to sacrifice one of my dark sides for that, because that was smart thinking. Sometimes it's better to admit that you just can't do it.
Yeah, I myself, I'll stay down here for the time being. I'm just I'm looking at the big holes in the wall with the window where and I'm like, somebody either came in or exited through here, because nobody's told me anything. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, we got this guy that was shot, and I'm the only.
Yeah, I told you about the guys who flew away with the jetpack.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm like, we need.
Oh wait,
we need some security.
You told them about the guys. Black Sun.
Yeah.
The guys, the sunglasses, the black leather trench coats, the jetpacks. That's got Black Sun all over it.
I'm like, great. I'm like, we need some security down here ASAP. You guys need to get Madame and her people on this ASAP. I said, I will stay down here just to make sure nothing else goes off, but you need to get. I'm like, this is out of my league to handle. And if the Black Sun comes looking for me, we're in serious crap. So
Okay, well, I'll as I'm finishing putting my robes back on, I'll come up to you, and I'm like in your grill face now, like real close, and I'm getting serial as fuck, and I say, that's a good idea, but we need to sit down together as a crew and figure out our next step. I need all of us together at once. After we get some security down here, please meet us on the ship with DamJam, and we'll see what we want to do next. And I put my hand on it. It's like, we don't have a lot of moments because, you know, of all the crewmates, we kind of clash the most, but like, you know, we're still a fucking team and shit. So like, this is our one brief moment that we can have. We can handle each other for that much time, you know, like that was about it.
Yeah.
So the screen wipes as you guys are heading up to the Madame.
Hey, James, does Grod know? Grod knows about the fact that the Crimson Tide's a pretty hot item.
Oh yeah.
So
but he knows from a street
I just wanted to
value.
double check that somebody going up to talk to Madame had enough knowledge to negotiate this whole.
Grod and Grick have been around Madame's enough to see the damage that it does, and she's been working really hard on cleaning up the streets. Like, her girls are the most educated people in the entire district, because if you want to work for Madame and if you want to live in her penthouses, you need to be college educated. And her goal is she gets them college educated and then gets them the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah, Grod's
no
ready to
problem.
tell.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's a good question. That's a good question. So the screen's gonna wipe, and we're gonna go over to DamJam. DamJam, you enter the ship, and Travis greets you. Ah, DamJam, you're Mr. Jermick, right? Oh, it also appears you're muted, sir.
Yes.
He's like, great. Communications around the city are a little too thick for emails to be distributed directly, so they're oftentimes forwarded to the ship. You've received an urgent message. Somebody called Storm Chaser.
And at hearing that, DamJam will say, all right, feed it to my data pad.
Already done, sir. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Not at this. Oh, where's Grick?
Grick is in the medical bay.
All right. Thank you, Travis.
And you can look at the ship at another time. We don't need to worry about that too much. But you know, you're on the bottom deck and it's on the second story.
Yep.
And as you're coming up the ramp, Janice turns around the corner. I need you to roll a resilience check against 2 purple.
Oh.
You're sending off vibes of all sorts there, my friend.
My boy DamJam needs to put some points in resilience, it seems like.
Okay. So you walk up to Janice. Janice is like, DamJam, thank the stars you're safe. Is everyone okay?
Yes.
And immediately you get the urge to just stab him in the gut. Somebody's telling you, kill this man, and you will satisfy me, and I will leave you alone for a while. Your hand touches your lightsaber. DamJams, it's a wash. It's up to you whether or not you do this. But if you don't do this, you are going to incur extreme strain.
At this point, DamJam ignites the saber and goes to stab him.
So he comes up and he shakes your hand, and you see he's got that calm look where his hands are in his robes, and he doesn't even see it coming. It was easier than you thought. Maybe the holocron makes it to where people can't get a precise read on you, and Janice was definitely doing that. But the look of shock on his face as he gets stabbed Qui-Gon Jinn style is priceless, and it fills you with such relief and joy. And he just goes, well, why? And then your blade retracts, and he falls to his knees and face plants on the floor. He is dead.
After, DamJam gets that initial relief as he opens his eye, and it's just the red eye that's glowing. It soon starts to subside as
You son of a bitch! And as it starts to subside, Grick is on the hallway and he holds his blaster out. They told me that you were coming, that you needed help, and he's got it trained right on you, and he is stone cold sober.
And DamJam just starts going, Grick, you don't know what's going on. Step away. Leave me be for a bit.
Grick says, you just killed Sirius's old master. I'm not stepping away. This entire crew pushes me around, as if I don't matter. But I know right from wrong. You, sir, you are under arrest. I don't even have that authority, but I'm detaining you, sir. And you see that he reaches over to set his blaster to stun.
At that, DamJam will use the move ability to try to push it out.
Yeah, I don't think you would have any problems because of how you're feeling, but I don't think you have control either, so instead of just pushing the blaster out, you kind of throw Grick against the wall a little bit. The blaster's definitely gone, but Grick is in so much pain from what he just went through that he kind of cowers against the wall and goes, ah, and shields himself.
At that, he will start walking. Instead of towards the medical bay, he'll turn around and start heading towards the starfighter.
Oh, it's actually right in front of you. Once you go up the landing ramp in the front, the cargo bay, and what's funny is it looks like it's just been prepped for takeoff. Now, you could fly it. It has to lower, and you could fly it, but it's going to be tough, but you're pretty confident you can do it.
Okay, so yeah, DamJam will jump in and fire it up and communicate to Travis to let him out.
Travis is like, confirmed. I was told that everybody aboard the ship has general authority with the exception of Janice, and only Mr. Clint has authority over the systems. However, the ship has been prepared like you had requested. Is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
No.
Excellent. Travis, he's a murderer! Grick gets back on his feet and grabs his pistol. Don't let him escape! I'm sorry, Grick, but I have explicit orders that you have no rights whatsoever on this vessel. And Grick gets pissed off and he takes his pistol off a stun and he aims at you. You have a choice. You could take Grick out or you can make a run for the fighter.
I'm gonna run for the fighter.
Yeah, you start running for the fighter. Grick is gonna fire. He's got a setback because you're in full flight. I think he's got another setback because he's scared at what you just did to him. And he misses. The bolt just goes against the fighter's shields and kind of sparks off. So you have no problem getting to the fighter. Cockpit's already open.
Jump in, shut the cockpit, and shoot out of there.
So the moment you shut in, right at that time, the platform's kind of oscillating downward. And you realize that you have 2 feet to lift off and fly out. Any higher and you'll scrape along the bottom of the cruiser.
Okay.
That's going to be a difficulty 3 piloting ground check. If you'd like, you can spend a dark side.
I can spend a dark side?
I will spend it for you. Would you like to do so?
Yes.
Upgrade your flight ability.
Okay. Against, what was it, 3?
3. Oh, easy. I think the strain is just over the situation. You take 3 strain and just... the starfighter takes off no problem. The camera wipes, and Sirius and Grod, you are standing outside the Madame's office. And the woman there is human, and she's the security officer for the mistress. So since we're not exactly rolling anymore, I'm going to go ahead and change to the non-combat screen. And I'm going to show you guys a picture of the security captain. It's not going to take long to convince her, so it's not like you've got to worry about rolling any fancy rolls. But it's definitely... she takes you guys seriously above all else. Mainly because it's Sirius. I want you to know that, Sirius. They all respect your professionalism. And you were not a total barbarian or pig when you talked to the madame. And you got some green, like a lot of thumbs up points with her when you talked to her last time. And that's something that you should probably note, because the security staff does trust you. That way, in case in the future I accidentally tell you to make a roll, you could be like, actually, James. So,
Okay, cool. Thanks, man.
I'm going to go ahead and just upload this picture real quick into Roll20. She's fully decked out in very advanced combat armor. And I'll put her over the thing. That's what she looks like. Did everybody see it?
Yep.
And you know what? The YouTube world probably wants to know what she looks like too. I guess I can do that. So I'm going to go to the combat screen and move her picture down here. And that's what she looks like. Going back to the out of combat screen. Okay, so yeah, you guys get to the madame's office, and if you want to know what she looks like, go ahead and zoom out. And you can see her face on the same drawing that I have or the same map layer that I have. And you go to the madame's office. The security guard stands there and says, "What? Bombs in the penthouse? Did you say Crimson Tide, Grod?"
100%.
You better not be fucking with me.
There's at least one bomb. It's rather crude, I think.
She huffs and then says, "Follow me." And then she kicks the door open right as Madame Amos is making out with another woman. And they both look embarrassed, and the woman stands up and she goes, "Senator, I will see you later." And the woman gathers her stuff and makes sure that her dress is together, and she huffs as she walks past all of you. And she
I make
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say I make a careful attention not to like look at her anyway, or so she can maintain her dignity. Just don't acknowledge her, so she can just walk out
appreciates that. She kind of stops and looks at you and makes a note of that as she leaves. And the
Grod
man
will just
puts
stare
her
at
veil
her.
back over. She does make a note of that and just glares at you like she could burn holes through your head. Madame Thomas goes, "I have a secretary for a reason. You need to plan these visits. Grod should know this already." She kind of glares her green eyes towards Grod.
Yes, but I also know that you don't like certain elements, especially when they're found in your establishment.
"Oh, you mean Grod and Grick? Well, I already took care of one of those today," she says snarkily.
Oh, no.
She turns
I'm
towards
talking
Sirius. Oh, go ahead.
I'm talking about the Scarlet... Was it the Crimson Tide?
You say Crimson Tide, and she drops her makeup case, turns around and goes, "Why didn't you come to me sooner?"
We're coming to you as soon as we could. We just found it.
She walks up to Grod and pulls back her veil and kisses you on the cheek. Now, you know the madame, and you don't know what it is, but for some reason, her kiss has a way of removing all of your worries. Remove force strain. "Thank you, Grod. I apologize for my rudeness." And she puts back her veil. And Sirius, when she kisses Grod, you get a tinge of the force. What can
That's
I do
what
for
I
you?
thought. I love that.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
We have our friend down in penthouse 4 below. I think the one you offered to us. We have found a lab. We think they're making Crimson Tide. There's an explosive device that we were unable to disarm, and we were hoping that your people would be able to ensure the safety of the residents.
The madame glances over to the security officer and she says, I can assemble a team immediately. She says, yes, assemble the sisters. Right. And she turns on her heel and walks out. Thank you. Please, if you guys could retire to your ship, I know it's inconvenient, but I would prefer that the penthouses were empty while we do this.
I must, perhaps this offering of what we have found can make do. We were attacked in the penthouse, and it seems the wall was damaged, so I apologize for that. We will retire to our ship.
And a couple windows, tables, a couple dead guys.
The usual for Grod. Well, we'll clean up the mess. Don't worry. That's all in the penthouse contract. Our maids will take care of it.
You're most gracious, madam. We will be waiting on the ship if you need us.
Not a problem. If you need anything else, please let me know. And the moment you guys walk back out into the main room, she actually walks out with you guys, and you see that woman I showed you, the captain. She says, all right, sisters, we've got a 32A again, only this time it's serious. There's a bomb involved. And you just see all of these women with half their heads shaved, and they are just decked out. And it's like, let's roll out. They don't even have helmets on. They just load their blasters, and you notice their disintegration rifles. And they take the rifles, and they start walking in the turbo lifts, and you just see them descend into the penthouse. She says, as you can see, security is my...
Like, don't fuck with the man.
Yeah, security is my #1 prerogative.
The other point that I don't know that they mentioned was the fact that the Black Sun operating.
You did not tell them that the Black Sun was involved. You noticed it.
Okay, that was. Yeah. Okay.
He didn't tell us. We don't know. Okay.
Yeah, they don't know. And it's probably better that they don't, because if they start saying Black Sun, this entire place will be locked down. Viatar, you are down inside the... Oh, yeah, Sorry, let's go back. She turns towards Sirius and says, sweetie, and she grabs your hand and squeezes it. Discretion is important to me. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, and I will make sure, and I look at Grod and I'll say, I'll make sure the entire crew understands that as well.
I was referring to the look you gave me after the kiss. She gives a wink and then lets go of your hand and moves back into the office. And then she pauses. She pauses and she turns towards you, and her eyes are kind of faded. She goes, Father, what have I done? And she runs back up to you, and her eyes are normal again. And she says, could you follow me into my office, please?
Yeah, I start sensing her with the Force, and I go in there now.
Yeah, and it's at this point, you take a step into the threshold into her office, and you go down to a knee. You feel a tremendous sense of loss. Grod, you see Sirius collapse as she's guiding you guys back into the office. And she seems concerned, like she didn't do that to him. Grod, what do you do?
I'd run over to Sirius and see him collapse and everything. I'd run over and, like, I don't know, shake him, kind of like, Sirius, what's going on here? And then I'd look, I'd look at her.
He's on Crimson Tide.
Yeah. I'd look at her like, what's going on with him? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything, Grod, and you know that. She kind of sees your look. Bring him inside, please.
All right, yeah, I'll drag him inside.
And as you guys go inside and she walks inside, she just moves a hand and the door's shut. And she places Sirius on the couch. And Sirius, you have a tear running down your eye, and you don't know why. But something terrible has just happened.
I'm getting the feeling that I had last time I was on this Force-forsaken planet.
You get the same feeling that you did when you were a child and your master was taken from you.
Yeah, like when I lost my leg.
Right. So she kneels down and she says, oh my gosh, I did not do this, I promise.
And because now that I know,
Good,
like,
the
it's a
police are here.
slightly.
Everything's okay, guys. No.
Sorry, I live in the ghetto, y'all. What's up? Like literally right by the police station or the fire station, but whatever. They all come through. I say, I look at Grod and I say, trying to. I mean, I guess I'll kind of acknowledge her as well, but mostly talking to Grod, and I'll say, the Force. Something is wrong. Because I don't usually say the Force or anything like that. Only to DamJam, but like. I'm telling Grod, like, crewmate, I need you, dog. Like, the Force, something's wrong.
Yeah, then,
So,
go ahead.
Grod will just, he's saying something about the Force, Grad's still kind of out there with the Force. And he'll look at the Madame and say, what's he talking about?
She says, I don't know. I've been gifted with the Force, but I'm no Jedi. In my circle, when I was a slave, they used the terminology adept, but it was more of a derogatory term than what I was accustomed to. I don't sense anything except that when I touched his hands, I felt a daughter in need of her father.
So, Ed, while she was talking, I was saying, Vitar, DamJam, crew. And as soon as she said that, I sat up bolt straight and I say, Sarah. And now I'm like cognizant again. I'm like, I'm back in it.
And that's when you start having like a vision. And the vision is Grick. And he's panicking. He's like, no, what's going on? And then it snaps out. You thought you would have a vision of Sarah, but your mind is focused on something else.
Say, Grick, he's on the ship. He needs help. And I'm like trying to stand, but
boom,
my
clarity.
mechanical leg's not working right.
Everything that you were distraught about is gone.
Okay, yeah, so I immediately jump up and I say, thank you, madam. You can trust in us. And I say, Grod, call DamJam, or call Vitar. We have to get to the ship immediately. And I'm like running.
Viatar, the camera pans or wipes, and we're down to you back in that room. This was before anybody's arrived. The guys had just left. And you're looking down at this guy and you recognize him.
I'm like, great. And I'm like, my memory's starting to click back through, and I'm like...
He's an associate of Ticker. Or was before Ticker turned good.
But there may be still that possibility he has some type of connection with them, because there's some things you still want to.
Maybe, but Ticker wouldn't have had a duct tape remote. And Ticker didn't deal with drugs. Ticker was all about Army and the Black Sun with weaponry.
Right. So he does, Viatar starts doing a scan of the rest of the room, trying to see if there's anything else, any other. I'm not looking for paraphernalia. I'm looking for more like electronics or other communications. The cred shit that Grod handed me. There's something. I mean, this seems a little odd.
Well,
it's
given
by
your
itself.
background, I'm sure you would know that you could just simply pick up his hand and push the thumbprint to find out. Like.
Right. So instead of, on top of doing that, I flip the cover on my wrist, on my left wrist, and I put his thumb. I actually fingerprint his whole entire hand into the scanner.
Yeah.
And then I take the cred shit and stick it into the slot of the of my wrist data pad, and I go through a couple motions to access the information or whatever's on the.
Okay. How about computers check versus 2 difficulty?
Okay. Make sure I cleared that. 2 difficulty. Wait a minute. What the? Okay.
Yeah, I think you just got to reroll. This sometimes happens if your Java's not updated or whatever.
Okay.
Just try another reroll.
Yeah, just something to look at afterwards.
Yeah.
All right.
Bingo. Yeah.
Go.
Easy. So he was employed with Ticker, and then Ticker just all of a sudden quit. He quit the Black Sun. And this guy's name was Sparks. And you know Ticker and Sparks were teammates. And
Right.
Sparks tried to keep up Ticker's line of the work, but the Black Sun found he would be better off just making drugs. So that's what they transferred him to.
Right.
Because
Okay, and then
Sparks was the one who made
last
the
thing
chemicals for the explosives. Ticker was the one who made the devices.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna run a chemical scan, just to make sure that the only thing we've got going on here was just strictly Crimson Tide, and
That would not be hard at all. I think you definitely can tell it's just Crimson Tide.
okay. All right. And did it look like any of the other? So were they living in any of the other rooms, or was he just solely operating and living out of the
He
kitchen
was
area?
solely operating and living in the other rooms, and it looked like basically what happened is he would have needle dolls come by, people who are addicted to the drug, and they would pay him to stay on the flat and just get high, and then they leave. So he currently
Right,
has...
okay.
I mean, he would have vacated everybody out of the premise before the Black Sun Ops arrived.
Okay. Then Viatar puts on some latex gloves, pulls out a sampling kit, walks into the bathroom, and starts swabbing all the blood samples off of the. He takes a swatch and starts storing them.
Yeah. And that's when you hear the turbo lifts open, and a voice, because you're not too far down the hall, says, "Anyone who's in here, just kill them. Move out." And there's footsteps going through the halls.
And then that would be one of those things where I would double check and see if the voice actually is somebody I recognize, because the work that I did for Madame in the past had been some things specifically with her girls.
Nobody that
Okay.
you recognize, but it is a woman, so...
Right. And I'm like, I'm with the crew of the Dragon's Ire, and I come out and I'm like, what you're looking for is in this.
She almost
Back
blasts
here, and
you, and she goes, "Dragonsire." Do you mean Sirius?
Yes.
And who's
Sirius
the man who
is-
traveled
is-
with Sirius? They've still got their guns trained.
Which man are you talking about?
Who was
You
with
got DamJam?
Sirius?
Grod?
Just Grod, thank you. That's all we needed. Over here, so they start filtering into the room.
You know, I point to the I point to the cabinets. The devices, the remote's sitting on the counter, like way into the corner where it was not likely to get tampered with or anything.
Thank you. We have a message from the Madame to find any of your crewmates and tell them that Sirius said there's trouble at your ship.
Roger that. Appreciated. Talk to you ladies later. And he makes a beeline for the turbo
and
lift.
There's one of them at the turbo lift, and she opens it for you. She kind of looks you up and down and gives you a smirk. And then you walk inside.
And as she does that, like, you could see Viatar's doing a full scan, and it's like, those
Yeah,
are
you
some
see
nice
cybernetics.
implants.
Yep.
Oh, those are
All of these,
real nice.
all the sisters have implants. So the door's shut, and you go up the turbo lift, and you start heading to the ship as well.
While
Right.
while Grod is calling Vitar, I want to call DamJam.
Grod is not
Help
calling
the
Viatar. It
ship.
was actually the woman who called Viatar. Or the
Well, but I
Madame.
told him to do it. I was
Can't remember the
dividing my labor.
communications. Communications.
No, it's
in
cool.
this
I'm
place.
just
Yeah, the
even if you
safe-
can't get straight, that's what I said. So I try
Yeah.
to call DamJam. Is all I'm saying.
You get an out of range error.
So I just kind of frown as I'm hustling to the ship. What could be going on?
And Grod, you tried communicating with Viatar, but you can't through the safe houses. There's a jammer.
All right. Well, he still thinks he's probably safer with the girls than, maybe he's better.
This
if
would
he's
be the
down
one
there,
time
so-
Viatar would be like, I'd hang with the girls. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So he's still gonna follow. He's still gonna follow Sirius out.
These ladies are my kind of machinery. So yeah,
Good. They are stacked.
I would actually think with how fast Viatar runs and with the fact that Sirius, you're being held back by Grod, who's drunk. Unless you leave him behind. I don't think you would in this kind of neighborhood.
No. If he's following me, I'll wait for his ass. But I'll be trying to hustle him. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely moving fast. It's just that the faster you guys go, the more he trips on shit. So actually, the slower you go, the faster you'll get there, kind of thing.
Yeah, I keep it at a steady pace to keep him on track.
You hear the servos of Vietar running up behind you.
As soon as he gets in range, I say, and it's just the three of us, right?
Yep.
Except for the people around. I try to say as quietly as possible as we're hustling. I say, I had a vision of Grick in trouble on the ship. He seemed... Something is amiss.
Yeah, he seemed scared. He seemed terrified. That's what scares you. Grick and all of the stupid nonsense that he's done, you've never gotten terrified from him.
I'll actually ask Grod, I'll say, have you ever seen Grick terrified?
Only when it's justified.
Well, there's something on the ship that justifies that. Let's hurry.
So are we outside of Madame's then?
You just got outside the brothel, and you see the ship on the landing pad, probably 2 blocks away.
And I raised Travis. I'm like, Travis, I need life forms on board the ship, please.
1.
Vita, who's Travis?
I'll fill you in. I'm like, would it be the Rhodian?
Yes, the Jedi was killed, and DamJam has departed the ship.
That was broadcast to his ear only, right?
Yeah.
No, open comms.
Well, doesn't he have implanted comm? Gank implanted comm, doesn't he have that?
Yeah, but it's open comms to the team, because Vietar just opened all the comms trying to hail you guys.
Right.
Okay, well, fuck Grod, I'm running. What?
Grod will say, maybe I can ride on your back again.
I'll get you. Yeah. Grod and Vietar.
He's over there with a riding crop, beating him faster.
Grod and Vietar are falling behind, and Travis continues. Yes, DamJam departed the ship with the starfighter.
You keep a lock on that starfighter for me, please?
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And Sirius, you get to the platform, which is the ramp has been closed and the ship has been locked.
Travis,
you do have open. No, Vietar, hang on. Sirius, you do have open comms.
I'll say, open the ship.
Grick's like,
but in my mind,
I didn't know if DamJam would come back. And he unlocks the ramp, and it starts lowering. And the med bay is to the right.
I said that in my mind, I was thinking, and also thinking through the force out to my homie. DamJam, what's going on? Like, I was sending that out to my homie.
I will let you do that if you roll me a force die, because currently there's another thing in his head. But if you get a light side, I will absolutely let you do it. And I will even let you spend a light side to roll 2 force die instead of 1. But you have to get more light side than dark.
I have 2 force.
Okay, 3 force die instead of 2 if you want.
What is our... that's okay, man. I don't want to use up our life. I think I'll be alright. Let's see what happens. Did I click it? Is it delaying? I'm going to click it again.
I'm going to have you... Hang on. I'm going to have you accompany that with a resilience check against 2 purple. So 2 force die, resilience check against 2 purple.
2 purple.
Because this is you being able to center yourself after this tragedy that you haven't even seen with your own eyes. Excellent. You succeeded. You got more light side than you need to, and you got an advantage. So you reach out, and DamJam, you hear... As you're looking through, let's cut over to DamJam, actually. DamJam, you are outside of Coruscant's orbit, preparing for hyperspace jump, but before you do, you want to extend your long-range sensors. And you have found the gentleman you were looking for. Valen's contact information is displayed on your screen. But before you can make the call, you hear Sirius's voice in your head. Sirius, what do you say again?
DamJam, what's going on?
Do you respond, DamJam?
I do, and all I respond with is, I'm sorry.
and then nothing else.
And then
I think
nothing
at this
else.
point, you sense, Sirius, after you hear "I'm sorry," that there's like a mental wall built up behind that. Like, that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah, man, my brow is furrowed as fuck, man. I don't think I can furrow my actual brow enough, but like, yeah, serious shit's real furrowed, man.
Yeah, so you run up the ramp, and Grit comes around the corner and goes, "Sirius, my God, I don't know what happened. I couldn't stop it. I tried. I just wasn't in the physical condition."
I'm gonna lay
Janice.
my hands on him and what's going on, Grit? Slow down and tell me what happened.
DamJam killed Janice. And this is where we're going to take our final break for the night. We will come back for part 4